Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today because, well, we are about to unpack one of the most massive shifts in the entire history of software engineering. Seriously, if you build software for a living, your world is changing faster than ever before. Today, we're cutting through all that noise to look at the ground reality of AI coding assistants in 2026. We are going to explore what these tools are actually doing right now, where they completely shine, where they absolutely fall flat, and what it all means for the future of building software.
Think back to 2021 for a second. When GitHub Copilot first launched, the developer world thought it was sheer magic. But looking back at it now, it was basically just autocomplete on steroids, right? It could finish your sentences or, your lines of code. It was a really helpful sidekick. Fast forward to 2026, and we are firmly, and I mean firmly, in the era of autonomous agents. Today's tools, they don't just complete lines. They actually read your entire codebase, plan out multi-file changes, run tests, and ship features. And get this, sometimes they do all that without you ever even touching a keyboard.
Now you might be wondering, is this all just marketing hype? Well, let's ground ourselves in reality with a massive number, 70%. Right now, over 70% of professional developers are actively using these AI tools to build software. This isn't some fringe experimental technology anymore. It is the new standard. The market adoption has absolutely exploded, and it's transforming how almost 3/4 of the entire industry works on a daily basis. Okay, let's dive into Section 1, from autocomplete to autonomous, the evolution of AI coding.
And that brings us right to Section 2, the 3 levels of AI, and how these tools actually work.
To really separate the reality from the hype, we need to demystify the tech using a specific framework. So, Step 1 is Smart Autocompletes. This is exactly where Copilot started. It's fast pattern matching against whatever it is you're typing. It's great, for sure, but the AI has no real understanding of your overall project. Then we hit Step 2, Conversational Coding. Think of this as having ChatGPT sitting right inside your IDE. You highlight some code and ask, hey, what does this do? Or find the bug here. The AI actually understands the context and responds. Honestly, this is where most developers currently spend their time. But Step 3? Step 3 is Agentic Coding, and this is the true 2026 breakthrough. This is where tools actually execute complex tasks across your entire system.
This leap to agentic coding is absolutely crucial. It means these AI tools don't just sit around waiting to be asked. You tell them, hey, add user authentication, or go migrate this database, and the AI plans the work, finds the necessary files, makes the changes, runs the tests, and reports back to you. The leap to this level is just massive. It's quite literally the difference between asking someone for advice and actually hiring someone to do the job for you.
So, let's move into Section 3, the big players in 2026, what developers actually use.
We're going to strip away the marketing fluff and take a clear-eyed look at the heavy hitters. First up, we have GitHub Copilot. At $10 a month, it still completely dominates market share. Its core strength? Unbeatable ecosystem integration with VS Code and GitHub. Next up is Cursor. Its core strength is being an AI-first IDE. It was built from the ground up specifically for AI collaboration, and developers just absolutely love its multi-file planning capabilities. Finally, we have Claude Code. This is Anthropic's entry, and its core strength is being a pure terminal agent. It's a really ambitious approach where you talk to it right in the terminal, and it acts way less like a text editor and much more like an actual engineer.
Now, the landscape is definitely fragmenting, and specialists are carving out their own unique niches. For instance, Windsurf is gaining serious traction for its powerful, agentic workflows and multi-file refactoring at $15 a month. Then you've got Amazon Q Developer, which offers deep, unparalleled integration into AWS cloud services. If you build on AWS, this AI understands your infrastructure just as well as it understands your code. But remember, for all of these tools, reaching that level 3 autonomy we talked about earlier is the ultimate shared goal.
All right, Section 4, AI superpowers and blind spots, the reality check. We really need to balance the awe-inspiring capabilities of this AI with its very real and sometimes pretty dangerous limitations. Let's start with the superpowers, though, because they are genuinely impressive. Boilerplate and repetition, completely gone. Writing CRUD endpoints or database migrations now takes about 30 seconds instead of eating up an entire afternoon. Learning new technologies is a total breeze now. If you want to switch from JavaScript to Rust, the AI can instantly translate it and teach you idiomatic code, saving you literally months of learning.
Add in instant bug finding, on-demand documentation, and rapid prototyping that can turn a simple paragraph of text into a working app, and you can easily see why this is a massive productivity multiplier.
But hold on, we really need to temper that excitement for a second. AI is incredible at what we call local reasoning. It absolutely excels when looking at specific functions or individual files, but it struggles massively with global reasoning. If you ask an AI to design a distributed system with real-time synchronization, it's going to give you something that looks totally fine on the surface. But if you actually deploy it at scale, it will break. It just cannot fully grasp those complex, system-wide effects over time.
And that leads us directly into these AI blind spots. Here is the hard truth. AI-written code actually has higher rates of security issues. Why? Because the AI totally lacks human judgment. It just blindly generates the most common pattern, even if that pattern happens to be insecure. It also struggles with novel problems where there's no existing Stack Overflow answer to pattern match against. And perhaps most frustratingly of all, it will sometimes confidently hallucinate, inventing fake libraries that simply do not exist. That leaves beginners wasting hours debugging impossible broken code.
Which brings us to Section 5, the rise of vibe coding and the future of software engineering. So, will AI just end programming jobs altogether? The short answer is no. But the role itself is undergoing a really profound evolution. This evolution has actually given birth to a fascinating new industry buzzword, vibe coding. It's the experience of coding by intention and plain English instruction, rather than manually typing out all those keystrokes. You code by the vibe of what you want. It's incredibly fast, but it has sparked a massive debate in the community. Are we creating a generation of developers who will understand what their code does, but have absolutely no idea why it does it? Despite that debate, the industry consensus right now is crystal clear. AI won't replace developers, but developers who use AI will absolutely replace developers who don't. The productivity gap is just way too massive to ignore. We are seeing 2x to 5x productivity increases. And it's not just developers anymore. These tools are now empowering non-technical folks like marketers, researchers, and entrepreneurs to just go ahead and build their own apps and automate their own workflows.
There's a saying circulating in developer communities right now that I really love. This is the best time to be a programmer and the best time to become one. Because the AI is handling all that boring, tedious boilerplate, humans are now finally free to focus on what actually matters. The big picture architecture, the design, and the creative problem solving that genuinely makes software valuable. We aren't seeing the end of programming at all. We're seeing the beginning of a whole new era where clear thinking is vastly more important than fast typing.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this provocative question to chew on. What AI tool do you use to code? Are you on Copilot, Cursor, Claude Code, or maybe something else entirely? And if you haven't tried AI coding yet, seriously, what are you waiting for? The barrier to entry has literally never been lower. Jump in, start experimenting, and experience this incredible shift for yourself. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.